Today I want to introduce to you our new product, Steenvas 182 Pipe Repair Epoxy. It's another fantastic product in our adhesive range. What makes this product a little bit different is it's got a very unique filler which prevents it from dragging and sagging, especially in those hard to reach places, whether you have to work behind a cupboard or in an upside down area in the roof, where after you've applied the product, you don't want the product to start sagging down. Once you've applied it, you want it to cure exactly where you applied it. This will be your solution. This product can take up to 100 bars of pressure, which is quite a lot. So if it'll be ideal for all of your plumbing requirements, your pump stations, so forth. The product also has got a temperature. It can take up to 140 degrees and also minus 40 degrees. So it can take a lot of heat and a lot of resistance. The ST182 basically bonds to all surfaces, whether it's copper, aluminium, steel, plastic, PVC. So this is basically how you will find the product on the shelf. It's a grey tub. It's two tubs with an interlocking ring. It will say Steenvas Pipe Repair Epoxy. It's a part A and a part B. Product is also available in smaller containers. If you want to keep it in your cubby or it fits into your toolbox, it's just a smaller packaging size. Like I mentioned earlier, the mixing process, if I can just show you, you'll see the part A has got a white color. The part B has got a dark gray color. And if we do the mixing, I would suggest maybe using two different tools. If you use the same tool into both products, you might get some of the part A epoxy in the part B or vice versa, and then we don't want that. So here I've got little ice cream sticks, whether you use an ice cream stick or a type of a butter knife or a small putty knife also works very well. So I'm going to go ahead with the mixing. So we'll take equal part of the part A and also an equal part of the part B. Now, if you use the product a lot, after a while you get used to how much to take out of the one or out of the other. In the beginning, if you're unsure, I would suggest weighing it. So it's the equal amount part A and part B. You can put it on a scale, make sure you've got exactly the same quantity. There is a bit of tolerance in the mixing, so if you don't get it 100% right, the product will still cure. For example, especially on the part B side, if you do add a little bit too much of the black with the grey, the curing process will still work. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take out the part B. As you can see, it's a nice and sticky product. There we go. And then you can use a separate little tool and you just get these two together and you can start mixing it. Very important, mix it very, very well. You would like all the white or all the light gray to disappear. You mustn't see any of these white epoxy. It must all become one even gray color. Always make sure that you mix the product very, very thoroughly until a nice even gray color is achieved. If you don't mix it thoroughly, that will impact your final product. Once we start, when I do the demonstration on some of the fittings, you'll see that I'll use a little bit of water and you can actually round it off and smooth it off. You can shape the product nicely. Pot life on this product, roughly 30 to 45 minutes. So you've got more than enough time after you've mixed it to do the application. Take a little bit of water, seal it off, make it nice. The other advantage of this product is also that it's tappable and it's grindable. So if you do have excess product somewhere, especially if it's a big fix that you've got to do, you can take a grinder and you can grind off once the product is cured. You can grind off all the excess epoxy. You can also grind it on with some sandpaper afterwards. Whether it's copper, steel, PVC, Newtech, this product bonds to everything. Just a little bit further on the preparation of any type of pipe. Now your copper and your brass and aluminium and steel pipes is normally has got enough grip for the product. But just to make 100% sure, especially if you use PVC pipe or any type of plastic pipe with, especially your HDPE piping and those things that's got a little bit of oiliness in it, I would suggest just using a rough grit sanding paper. If you do have a little baby grinder, that's even better, where you can just basically roughen up the surface a little bit. Just want to show you. So if you've got a little hole in one of these pipes, I would suggest taking a piece of sandpaper like this, and you will see that it forms little grids, little texture. The more you roughen it up, the better the bonding is. So you can see there would be the ideal surface for the product to bond to. Then we'll basically just take some product, put it on the area. We'll use some water. And as you can see, you can mold and shape it exactly the way that you want it. The more water you apply, the smoother it becomes. You can also spread it out a bit more. Make sure, especially on the edges, that you flatten it, just so that you get the best grip possible. You can wipe off the excess, and you can leave this for 12 hours and your hole is plugged. If you want to do a fix, for example, on the outside of this pipe, say for example there was a little hole in this pipe, that'll plug your hole and you don't have to replace the whole pipe. This doesn't have a thread, so we want to try to make our own unique little elbow piece here. Just by plugging it in like this, it's definitely going to pop out once there's a lot of water pressure onto it. As we want to take the product, you can use your hand. You then basically apply some of the product on the inside. You can put this piece down. I'm going to apply a little bit of the product on the other side of this. Very, very easy to use product, very user friendly. Alright, so now we've got our ST182 on both sides. This is the other fitting that I did earlier. So basically what we want to do now is we just plug this in. If you have put in too much product on, you will notice some of the product will squeeze out excess product over here. So I'm gonna just do a simulation. If you have applied too much of the product and you've got excess product squirting out, you're going to take your finger, put it in some water, and you can see how nicely that works. And this will also help as a double seal, because so you've got now product on the inside bonding and you've got product on the outer layer bonding as well. You can smooth it off nicely, make sure you get it in everywhere. You can also take a wet cloth, wipe off the excess if you want to. But that's basically how it will look like after you've added some water, and this will then be a perfect and a permanent fix. Whether it's steel pipes, aluminium pipes, new tech pipes, the same principle applies. The application is exactly the same. It bonds to all of those products, all of those pipes, and what we've done with a PVC pipe, we can now do exactly the same with a copper pipe. Go. And once again, we will then join these two pieces together, press it down nice and hard, wipe off any excess product. You can even go so far as to make your own T-pieces. Unfortunately, I don't have a strong enough plier with me, but if you do find yourself in a situation where, and it's a difficult area, where you need to custom made your own elbow, you can take a very strong plier, you can put it in, and you can actually bend the pipe until the desired degree that you want it at. Even if the pipe at the back of the pipe does crack, that's fine. So you can bend this pipe up to a desired angle, so it must run around another pipe or a tap. You bend it, say 90 degrees, and if you see the pipe tears over there, that tear, you will then take the product and you will do exactly the same as how we fixed the other one. You will plug that hole and you will have a custom made angle on this side. So you can create your own angles, you can make your own T-pieces, your own elbows. This was two examples of some of the applications. So whether you've got steel, you've got PVC, you want to connect PVC onto steel, glass on steel. The application of the product is endless. Just further on the application of the ST182 product, the applications are endless. Anything that's got water in it, for example, if you want to fix a wine tank, it's widely used in the wine industry for their cement tanks, whether it's a cement or concrete tank, even steel tanks. Very important, Steenvas 182 is non-toxic when it's cured, so it's safe to fix your drinking water pipes. It's safe for your fish tanks. A lot of other uses include radiators, if you have a leaking sump or an oil tank. I would say it's definitely a must for your farmers that's running big irrigation systems on their farms, your plumbers, also your normal DIY husband at home. The possibilities is endless, the application is endless, so please go out there and get yours today.